So it's almost been a full week since the first episode of Goblin Slayer came out. And ever since the first episode aired, there's been a lot of heated discussions in the anime community and even the manga community about Goblin Slayer and what type of series it is. And it's been a very long time since I've seen a series like this really generate so much discussion and just the community being so split. What's been going on with Goblin Slayer is pretty freaking ridiculous. I mean, Crunchyroll even had to come out and state on social media yesterday that they're going to be putting a warning on Goblin Slayer when it airs, adding a little extra thing to Goblin Slayer because of all of the graphic violence and stuff that was within it. Now, granted, I do believe that Goblin Slayer should get a warning. I do agree. I'm not saying it shouldn't. I'm just saying that it wasn't there, and the only reason why it's there is because of so many people just started outright being malicious because of what Goblin Slayer was like. Many people started the series expecting a standard isekai series, something like Sword Art Online, something like Overlord, something like, just a typical Another World series. But they didn't expect the content within, which kind of, even if I was looking at a series called Goblin Slayer, I still probably wouldn't expect some of the content that did happen within the first episode, especially to show an anime of all things. Manga, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I understand that. But in an anime, yeah, I can understand why people would be shocked about it. But it's created a large discussion. So many people are heated about it because of the themes that happen within and all that. And there's certain things I can't really talk about because YouTube wouldn't like that. But the point is that many people are upset. And I'm just like, holy crap. The amount of hate that Goblin Slayer is getting because of its said themes. And here's the thing I want to point out to you. Goblin Slayer isn't trying to say it isn't wrong, okay? Like, it's never been a story that's trying to say that. It's using it because it actually goes with the Goblin's lore. The Goblins don't actually have females, so they actually have to find their own way to be able to reproduce. It's not trying to say it's a good thing by any means. The writer's not saying it, the story is not saying it, it's just saying that's just what the goblins have to do, which could probably be in turn why the Goblin Slayer is going around and literally killing every single freaking goblin. So I feel like people that are hating on the series are looking at it from a different angle and just getting really upset for the wrong reasons, really. And they're wanting to call it just a senseless, edgy show for the sake of it just being edgy. And here's the thing. I do admit, the first episode is not perfect. It does have its problems. It does lack characterization. I mentioned that in my first impressions. That was the biggest thing. I had a problem with the first episode. It had a good presentation, it had good designs, great color palette, animation, it had a really good premise for, where the story could go, but it just lacked giving details to Goblin Slayer, who he is, why he's doing these things. It just didn't really explain that properly at all, which I don't think that's what the first episode should have done. It should set the premise to what we should expect, and then a few episodes down the road, it explains the past of the Goblin Slayer and why he does the things he does. So, besides that, I don't think Goblin Slayer deserves as much hate as it's getting. And there is a lot of people that are defending it as well. There is people defending it. And I've even seen Berserk fans get into the middle of this and kind of just try to defend it, but also trash Goblin Slayer. And some of the fans of Berserk that are trashing Goblin Slayer are the fans that are very upset that Berserk could not get a proper anime adaptation, which, honestly, I feel jealous too. I'm upset that Berserk can't get an adaptation like Goblin Slayer apparently can. But at the same time, I will accept and be happy with what I get. And I think the first episode was very good for what it had. And I don't think it was just being edgy for the sake of being edgy. This is how I pretty much feel as a Berserk fan. This just completely summarizes me, and I think many Berserk fans on this whole entire situation. Maybe we were blessed not getting a true anime adaptation of Berserk. And with that, I'll leave you on that. I love you guys. You have a wonderful day or not, wherever you live. Tell me your thoughts. How do you feel about all of the hatred that's in the community right now about Goblin Slayer? Do you think it's warranted? Do you think this is good for the series, that it's getting all this attention? Just be honest. I'm kind of curious to see how all of you feel. But anyways, if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon down below. And with that, Chibi out.